A lot to get.
Hello, and welcome to Husky Talk-SNS. I'm your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners. They are one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. They specialize in employee benefits, wealth management, and retirement planning. President Sean Mulcahy is a proud supporter of our podcast network. Green Street Trust International, owned and operated by Rennell Jump. They specialize in tax plans for businesses large and small. They will save you money or get you a big fat return. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm is in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you suffered any type of personal injury, a slip and fall, a car accident, a construction beam fell on you at a site, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife got angry one night and stabbed you, the Finch firm is for you. Pete, besides having the best commercials and ads around, is a gifted attorney. He will go to war for you all over the state of Connecticut and get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, in a pinch, call Finch or go to his website. It's just thefinchfirm.com. Dynamic Human Performance is owned and operated by UConn legendary running back Andre Dixon. He has a 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Hartford, Connecticut, and trains boys and girls of all ages, of all sports. He also has a boot camp program 7 days a week at 6 a.m. You want to get in shape, you go to Andre. An athletic development program trains boys and girls in the sport of their choice from the ground up, develops them to reach their full potential, be the best they can possibly be. Andre has sent boys and girls to college on scholarship for all sports. To work with the best, go to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. Down south, we have Julius Williams and the Trench Mob. The Trench Mob trains offensive and defensive linemen in Decatur, Georgia. We have the Trench Mob podcast, which is quickly becoming the best show for recruiting linemen. Julius takes his crew on the road. They compete in 5v5 tournaments all across the country. They were undefeated this past season. They also go to college showcase camps, and proud to say at every camp attended, a Trench Mob member was offered a scholarship. If you want to work with the best in your alignment, you can anywhere in the country. Julius has a virtual program, and he also will train you in person whenever you want in Decatur or the Atlanta area. Just go to his website. It is the Trench Mob. battleofthetrenches.com. And our new sponsor, James Whitfield, Luther James Insurance. For the last 3 years, James has dedicated himself to the art of financial planning. He also knows insurance inside and out, especially life insurance, but he will find the right policy for you, and also specializes in retirement planning. James knows the stress that comes when thinking about retirement. How much am I going to need? How long? Do I have enough to last? Because fear of the unknown is real. You can go to his website. It's just lutherjamesinsurance.com. And now for the man of the hour, former UConn star captain Sean Mulcahy. So great to see you.
It's great to see you, bud.
Oh, and we were just talking. It's such a nice weekend. We finally had one where both our teams won. Unfortunately, I mean, it wasn't in the most exciting fashion. Well, the best fashion, I would say. We kind of expected more, but I guess we start with the Giants. Brian Daboll rolled the dice.
He did.
And goes with Jaxson Dart, the first-round pick. after we talked for probably months about the plan to sit him for the year, and throwing guys into the fire isn't always the best move. Daboll finally just did what he wanted after an 0-3 start. Russell Wilson wasn't exactly lighting the world on fire, except for the game against Dallas, but Daboll pulled the trigger and went with the rookie, and it paid off. The Giants got their first win, 21-18 against the undefeated Chargers. So that was good to see. The other thing that came out of the game was the injury to Malik Neighbors. Unfortunately, he was carted off the field. I think it was the second quarter.
Yep.
I know you probably weren't able to see much of the game, but what are your thoughts overall on this?
Yeah, I saw a bunch of highlights.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of highlights. When we're done here, I'm actually gonna watch the game.
Watch it
fully, and it should only take me about 45 minutes.
No, it will.
I'm like a coach with that stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I got the coach finger. It's unbelievable.
That's the worst when you have the same thing.
I
know you can't watch it as a fan. You have to watch it.
You
as a
see
coach.
something and you're like, I gotta figure this out.
Yes.
As many rewinds as it take, I'm not leaving this place.
That drives me nuts. I just wish I could watch it as a fan.
Yeah, then there are a lot of plays I see it once and I'm like, all right, I got it.
Oh, I got it. I know.
Like an incompletion.
Yep.
not trying to study the route or the reads, unless someone's wide open. But hey, first, did they score on their opening drive? Did they get a touchdown?
They came out. Yeah, they came out right away and took a 7-0 lead.
Was the first in a long time, was it?
Yes. Not? Yeah, we've started slow traditionally.
So that was nice. One of the things I wanted to point out, because before
it was really his rushing. Jaxson Dart's rushing ability contributed.
He's
a lot.
He's great around the pocket. Got good legs. But I think a lot of his success is akin to a new pitcher in baseball when opposing teams have no fucking film.
No film on you. You're absolutely right. Yes.
They don't know how to prepare for
it. That's huge. That's a great point.
That is huge for the new guy. And
they
took advantage of it. They didn't screw it up. They totally took advantage of it. Now, next week, is it Philly?
We'll see what happens. You're right.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Well, they also started Cam Scattleboro, who we both love.
Love Scats. He's
awesome. And he carried the load. I was surprised they gave him as much work as they did. I mean, he had 25 carries. I wasn't expecting that, but they simplified the game plan, I think, because Dart only had 20 pass attempts.
Yeah.
And he was sacked 5 times.
Oh, 6, I think.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was just it was ridiculous. I mean, Russell Wilson came in for 1 play.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, Dart, he had 111 yards passing. He had a touchdown passing and a touchdown rushing. So
I'm glad I saw he fumbled, but he didn't lose the fumble.
No, he didn't. He didn't. I mean, the sacks we both know we've talked about because our line is just
Who started? It
was a shit show. I'm pretty sure it was the same.
Do you know if Andrew Thomas played the whole game this time?
Andrew, I do not know that. I'm gonna check. But yeah, I mean, that was you and I both talked about that. Our hesitation with putting him in Jaxson Dart.
Winston first. Let the vets.
We didn't want him.
Veterans screw it up, all of them. Not before I wanted to see Jameis before I saw Dart to give Dart even more time.
We didn't want him to be in with the bad line. That was our. We didn't want him to get hurt. We wanted to give him the best chance to succeed. So that's one of the reasons we were concerned about him playing behind this line.
Yeah.
Because they have just been abysmal. But I mean, 5 sacks. He can extend plays. They tried. I mean, they brought in a lot more RPOs, some different things they were doing conceptually wise that they weren't doing with Russell Wilson. So yeah, the first drive they did score. It was a beautiful drive. It was 9 plays, 89 yards. And then the good part was they forced a 3-and-out to start the game.
Nice.
And then they go 9 plays down the field. And that was the one where was it? Yeah, it was the one where Dart he had the rushing touchdown. So that was a great start because
I'm just looking at those
we've
team
started
stats
slow.
that we always found crucial, which the 10. So like Giants had 20 first downs.
Yep.
Chargers had 17, so they won that. Third down efficiency, Giants were 7 of 15, Chargers were 4 of 12. So that's
amazing.
Difference.
7 of 15 is amazing for third down.
Both sucked on fourth down. We had 69 plays, they had 56.
That's really good.
They
had
had
more
6
total
sacks.
yards.
We had 2 sacks. That's a problem. We only had 2 sacks. I feel like they were playing with their whole second unit up front. Didn't they lose everybody at some point? Was there any starters remaining for the Chargers offensive line?
The Chargers were a mess. Yeah, they've lost several guys up front. But, I mean, they still moved the ball. I mean, but Herbert didn't play well.
No, he didn't.
And he threw the ball a ton.
I'm curious to know if...
Oh, it was 41 times. Christ.
I'm curious to know if they took the Giants for granted or had, jet lag.
I would imagine they took them for granted, and like you said, you hit the nail on the head with the preparation.
Yeah.
Because you're preparing for a new quarterback like that. I mean, what are you doing? You're watching his Ole Miss film? You're absolutely right.
Probably.
Yeah, that's probably what they had to do.
And whatever preseason film they got.
They're leading. I mean, they had one guy that had 4 sacks.
Yo, Thule,
the linebacker. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yo, this guy. I'm watching my phone and I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
I didn't know. I never heard of him either.
I thought he was a rookie. It's his 3rd year.
Yeah, he was just dominating. Like 4 sacks in one game.
I want to see that out of Carter.
I know. I mean, Burns had a sack. I don't know who had the other one.
Did Sexy Dexy have the other?
Yeah, one? I think it was him. But yeah, it was just crazy. I mean, it was an ugly win, but a win's a win. I mean,
yeah, no, you take it. It's a big win. They were 3-0.
Yeah, it's huge, and we forced turnovers, which is great, and we didn't turn it over. I don't believe, and that was always the difference. I remember, yeah, we didn't have a turnover, so winning the turnover battle.
Huge.
I just remember Randy. Randy was always big on turnovers, red zone efficiency, and time of possession. And
so back to the team stats. I stopped at sacks.
Yeah. Yeah. Look.
Penalties. Chargers got penalized 14 times to our 8.
Yeah, it was. That's why I said it was a sloppy game. Overall,
they had 2 turnovers.
Yes.
To our 0. They had the ball for 24 and a half minutes. We had it for 35 and a half minutes. Correct. Yeah. So our defense was fresh.
Yeah, because Herbert was just slinging it all over. And we were very smart with the game plan that they came in with. I don't want to say conservative. I just think that Daboll was carefully crafted in his play selection. And he tried to simplify things for Dart. He didn't want him throwing 35 times in his first game. He wanted to make things easy. And I think that's what they did. I think they just simplified it. They ran the ball a bunch of times. I think that made the difference, the time of possession. Even though the total yards wasn't going to, make anyone jump up and down for excitement. Winning against an undefeated Chargers team for a rookie quarterback in his first goddamn start.
Great.
That's pretty impressive.
Like Daniel Jones coming back and beating Tampa Bay in his first start. Guy looked amazing. He threw for like 350.
You're absolutely right.
Game. It's unbelievable. But piggybacking on your stuff, there's something to be said about just making the game plan simple. Like
yes.
You can master 10 plays rushing and passing on each side everyone has got it down so well because they're not confused or whatever. And I always loved that about football, where it's like, you know what's coming, try and stop it.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
it's like
there's no secret.
pitcher tipping his balls, like, yo, I'm gonna throw you a heater right now. You try to hit
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah.
I love that moxie about football, where it's like, I don't care if you know we're doing sweep left right now. Try and stop it. We're gonna execute to the T because we're better, we're stronger, we're faster, we're a better team.
That's the biggest thing that I believe in. Execution, and I talked about it, putting your players in position to succeed, where you're not asking them to execute concepts that they're not capable of.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I heard
my
on the,
complaint.
that's what I heard on the radio coming back from work. Papa and Banks, they
Yeah, I
said,
love Papa.
oh,
Yeah.
they're great. The biggest difference they noticed was execution.
Yeah. Yes,
We
because
talked,
they
you know, like,
dumbed things down, they simplified it, and
yeah,
you're absolutely right. They
Daboll
focused
can
on
write up the
executing.
plays. You know, awesome offensive mind. Maybe not the best head coach, but he can get people open. It was always a matter of executing, and sometimes they just had, or they still do, have like crap
Yeah,
players.
they would do too much, or
Yeah.
they would ask them to do things they weren't the best at doing.
Yep.
And I think that, he knew his job's on the line.
Yeah.
And, this decision to start Dart, we talked about, them possibly doing this. It wasn't mandated from above. Like, apparently,
Yeah, I was curious to
everything
know.
I read
Uh-huh.
was it was Daboll's decision,
Yep.
his alone, and like from the top down, like people were not all on board with it. People were not all on board with it,
Because they
and
probably
even
felt the way we did.
and even the coaches, I guess, when they discussed it, there were several coaches against it.
Yeah.
And Daboll's like,
I ain't got
my job's
time.
on the line.
I don't
This
have
is my
time to
guy.
bleed.
Yeah, it really was. It's like my job's on the line.
Yeah.
If we start and we're 0-4, guys, I'm going to be out of here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the guy that I picked, that I believe in.
Yep.
And let's ride it out.
He couldn't deal with the turnover train that Winston is. And,
Yeah, Winston's a gunslinger.
and he needs neighbors in at all times. If Winston were to play, like, not that you could foresee this happening with Malik, but you would need, like, if you want Jameis to succeed, any quarterback, but he really needs neighbors because he throws a great deep ball.
That's what he does.
Throwing
Yeah.
it to the other team.
Yeah. No, 100%. And Winston, I would be concerned about even more behind this offensive line.
Oh yeah, and
because
he can't move like Dart. Dart's really athletic.
Exactly. Winston holds the ball, and you gotta have that. That was the one thing that Dart I thought did okay, and Russell Wilson was doing. He improved a lot on was getting rid of the ball faster. I think they showed the average time. It was like 2.6 or 2.7 seconds.
Yep, that sounds right.
which is great. Because and that's still with 5 sacks on Dart, but 1 sack on Wilson.
Yes.
So that's even crazier with the 6 sacks. But the run game, we had 161 yards overall and 42 attempts.
Yep.
So I like that ratio. I like that we ran the ball twice as much as we threw it. I think that's kind of where you need to be when you have a rookie quarterback, so you're not putting it all on his shoulders, right?
I saw that the Chargers ran the ball pretty well. I know they had a big run.
Oh, they did, yeah. Hampton should have gotten more carries.
What?
He only had 12 carries.
And with so many down linemen, that's really impressive. Like, I give that credit.
Yeah, he had the 54-yard run.
He's a good rookie out of UNC.
Oh, we got so lucky. I was at the Fenway Bowl last year when he played for North Carolina.
Okay.
And he didn't play in that game.
Oh, really?
And he was on the sideline. I think they gave him like 1 or 2 carries.
Okay.
I think it was one of those situations where, the guys who would bow out because they don't, they're going into the draft and they don't want to play in a meaningless bowl game and risk getting hurt. I think that was one of the situations, although he didn't flat out say, I'm not playing. I think he only had one carry in the bowl game.
I mean, that makes sense because he was a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, because if you watch we looked at their film going in. I mean, he was a dynamic, powerful freaking back. And he didn't, we destroyed North Carolina because he didn't play. And I believe their quarterback didn't play because that was when Mac Brown had already been fired. Belichick had been hired. There was an interim coach for the game. Everyone knew that, that was the end.
Yeah.
So they did not perform well. But yeah, he is a beast. I mean, they should have fed him more, especially on the road. I mean, on the road against the Giants when he averaged 10.7 yards a carry, 128 yards rushing on 12 carries. So that's what blows me away. They only ran the ball 13 times. And part of that is obviously because they didn't have many plays. I mean, when you're running 56 plays in a game, that's not a lot. You want to be, I think the NFL is more around the 70, 75 mark if you can get there.
Yep. So
they didn't run a lot of plays. I mean, we almost got to 70, and I just hope, man, if Neighbors is hurt as they believe he is, I don't have as much confidence in our receiving core. I don't know if we would make a trade for someone. I don't know.
Oh, they absolutely need to bring back the dude in preseason camp who wore number 2 from Ole Miss. That was his teammate.
Oh, okay.
He's got a funny name like Chubby Williams.
I don't remember. I remember who you're talking about. I don't remember his name.
I gotta look him up.
He's not on the practice squad or anything. That's what
he might be on someone's practice squad, but the Giants should sign him.
Because that's what I said. Like they got to get him a target if Neighbors is out. Neighbors was the guy, and I don't.
Antoine Wells Jr.
Oh, that okay.
What does he go by? It's a nickname though. He's got a nickname.
Is he on anyone's Juice Wells? Yes, Juice Wells. Is he on anyone's roster?
It doesn't look like it right
then.
now.
Yeah, that would be smart. Because I don't know. I gotta see who we have on our practice squad. But
it looks like he didn't get picked up, which is weird. He had a really good
preseason. Yeah, he did. But would you go with someone like him just because he's got a rapport?
The practice squad, and then I would sign a veteran.
Yeah. Or would you trade for someone?
No, because they're going to be terrible. There's no point in trading.
To give up
unless it was a player capital. Like Evan Neal for a wide receiver.
Yeah. I would trade
was
Evan
he
Neal.
Inactive again?
I would trade Evan Neal for a Snickers bar.
I mean, honestly, this fucking guy.
Evan Neal. I really would. I mean, there aren't many guys who have been disappointing like he has. I'm trying to see
Pro
what their
Football Reference isn't updated yet.
Okay, so yeah, Thomas did play.
Where are you? You got snap counts?
I'm looking on ESPN.
Okay.
It's
Juice Wells hasn't picked up. He's not on a team.
Evan Neal was out. Yes, he was a healthy scratch, I believe. Yes. So they started Thomas, Runyon, Schmitz Jr., Van Rotten, and Jermaine. And Mabau did not play.
He didn't play. I'm surprised.
Yeah, he didn't play. I mean, I thought he was coming along. I think he may end up being an inside guy, but
yeah, I think that's what they wanted him as.
Yeah,
he played tackle. He played right tackle in the preseason so well.
Yes.
Then he tried left tackle and he played pretty good. Where it's like, all right, well, this is what we need right now.
Right, exactly. And then Yeah, defensively, it looks like, yeah, Dexter was there, Carter played, and Burns, yeah, the linebackers were good. Holland, I think, was out.
Really?
Well, or he was questionable. I'm sorry. I think he did start. Yes, he did. He did. Okay. Yeah, he started. He was just questionable. Tracy is the one. I'm trying to see. Okay, so I don't think he. I think that he was inactive, but I'm trying to see. Can't remember how long he's supposed to be out for.
Oh, he's gonna be out
2
for,
to 4 weeks. That's
yeah,
right.
he's gonna be out for a while.
Yeah.
That
So
shoulder.
they didn't put him on IR, which is good.
Yep.
So maybe we get him back. If they didn't put him on IR, then it should be 3 weeks, I would say, because they wouldn't waste the roster spot on someone,
Right.
To just keep it if he wasn't going to be back.
They definitely no,
because they only had 2 backs. I mean,
Yeah.
it was Cam and Singletary, and I can't stand Singletary, and even at receiver. I do like I like Gunner.
Yeah, he's reliable.
Hyatt is okay, but man, I wish I wish we could get more out of our tight ends, even though Johnson was all right.
And
I would just get him a target. That's all.
Like they're available. Like the tight ends have the talent. They just
They do. I like Johnson. I like Bellinger.
Oh, Bo Collins. He'll probably step up.
Yes. But I don't. Do you think that's enough for him?
No, probably not.
That's
it's like, how much do you want to give up for these team that's not going to win more than 6 games?
Yeah. You're right, because everyone's kind of on board that this is a rebuilding season. It's a developmental season to where, I think next year is the year that they're going to probably invest more into, where they have not this year. Although, I can't argue with their draft, with, getting Carter and getting Dart. I think for the future is huge. There was great picks there, but Evan Neal, like you said, he's just a waste.
Him and Singletary, they're both taking up.
They're just he's 6'7", 340, a healthy scratch.
It's unreal.
And
you see him on the sidelines, he looks just as big as the guys in pads.
Yeah, no, I think you said it. He looks like a bouncer.
He does, man.
It's
nuts.
Crazy that he's just been such a disappointment. Like, he's on the roster, he's a healthy scratch.
All season he's been
inactive. Yeah, I can't believe that he is so bad that he can't even be a swing guy in the rotation or a backup. He's just a healthy scratch.
Wow.
It's just wow. Because if he was playing to his potential, we'd be in great shape.
Yeah.
If he was playing to his potential, we would be in great shape up front. And that's why, it's just been a struggle. But at least, 6 sacks isn't great. But, man, if we just got a little bit better performance up front, I like that they simplified the game plan. I just hope it's a strategy going forward that can work the rest of the way.
Yeah.
I know they're probably going to add in some wrinkles here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to do that to keep defenses on their toes. But, Dart throwing the ball 20 times a game probably isn't going to last the whole year.
No, Scatterboo carried it 25 times.
Yeah. Yeah, and when Tracy comes back, I think they'll have a. I mean, they'll still. I don't like Singletary. I think Tracy and Scattleboro will be a good tandem. I think if they can keep Darts to 25 to 30 pass attempts a game,
Yep.
that is kind of where you want to live. Anything over that, I think, is too much. And I mean, they're taking advantage of it, his athleticism. I didn't have a problem with him running the ball. I mean, he had 10 carries, 10 carries for 54 yards, which I don't have a problem with. I mean, 20 attempts, 111 yards. That's not terrible.
No, I see Jalen Hyatt played 29 snaps. I imagine that's after Neighbors got hurt.
After Neighbors went down, yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Bo Collins played 21 snaps.
Oh, okay. So they did give him that many reps. I'm just trying to see by position. The practice. Okay. The practice squad. They do have 2 receivers on the practice squad.
Who are they?
Dalen Cambry and Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Oh, yeah. They'll bring him up for sure because he's
sorry.
pro.
They have
Lil Jordan Humphrey.
They have 3. I'm sorry. Amir Smith Marset.
Oh, yeah. So those are 2 vets.
Oh, they are. Okay. Yeah, they're older.
Yeah, they're older. So they definitely.
You're right.
Yeah. That's actually all right to bring those 2 up instead of wasting.
They have 5 and 6 years of experience. Oh, okay. So I'm just curious to see what they've. Okay, so he's played a little bit. I was just curious to see. Are you familiar with either one of them?
Yeah. Marset Smith.
Okay.
They brought him in to compete with Olszewski or whatever his
name is. Gunner. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little Jordan Humphrey was.
He played all last year. He had 31 catches.
Yeah, he's good. And
wow.
Little Jordan Humphrey had a pretty decent season last year and the year before with the Broncos.
Yeah. So I mean, I 31 catches last year.
Yeah.
And I mean, he played all 17 games.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's 6'4", so he's a big target.
Yeah, he's a good size receiver.
So yeah, I agree. Like that may be the guy I would bring up. I want to give him a big target, someone he can throw it up to.
Yep.
Just to make things easier for him.
And Bo Collins is 6'4".
Yeah, that's what he needs. Because they're putting in some RPO stuff, and I think that's going to help him. They're utilizing his athleticism.
So you got Bellinger, who's 6'5", Theo Johnson 6'6", Darius Slayton's like 6'1".
Slayton, he's just been a disappointment in my mind.
Hyatt's like 6'1". Bo Collins is 6'4". Little Jordan Humphrey's 6'4".
Yeah. Wow.
So they got some size.
And then Robinson's the short one. Okay.
Yeah, Wandell. And Cam, he threw the ball to Cam a lot out of the backfield, but that's easier if it's.
I mean, that's what I thought he did a great job.
Great hands.
No, Cam was. I thought Cam was a steal.
Yeah.
Where they drafted him.
People forgot about him. They slept on him. And
they did.
Are like
100%.
Yeah, they totally forgot. They They forgot about him because of his size, and then the fact that he plays running back.
Absolutely. I mean, the running back position has been marginalized for years, and it's such an important position. I remember when you and I were growing up, it was the days of like Emmitt Smith and Thurman Thomas, and Otis Anderson was my favorite, and Barry Sanders. I mean, that's when running backs were getting paid.
Yeah.
And now
I could go through the list, man. They had so many good running backs in the 80s and 90s.
I know that it was a running back driven league. Now it's, it turned into 7-on-7 after time.
And it always, changes and goes back and forth.
No, it does. Yeah, there's cycles. It's like it's starting to cycle back a little more.
Well, they got to put such a more emphasis on the O lineman because of the practice limitations, where that overemphasis will get them better and bring back more of a running game, I think.
Well, I can tell you,
Like 10 years.
I had the same conversation. I was texting with Burton during the UConn game
Okay.
about it, just because it was a very ugly win against Buffalo.
Yeah, yeah.
I watched the whole game, and I told him I was ready to drink bleach. Well, because it's so frustrating to me when you see no adjustments made,
Yeah.
when you see the same blitz or look that they've done against Syracuse, Delaware, and Ball State that has not been successful. They run it against Buffalo and get shoved up their ass and give up a 65-yard touchdown run.
Terrible timing on that run.
To a Buffalo team that had a backup quarterback.
Yep.
They lost their center, and they were without their best receiver. And mind you, their starting quarterback and best receiver were UConn transfers this past year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep. Josiah Gathings, he was our number 3 receiver last year. He was good. He was a contributor. He went into the transfer portal, and we lost 3 quarterbacks in the transfer portal. Tyquan Robinson, the starter for Buffalo, is one of them. Mm-hmm. And he's been very good. He's been a great dual threat guy, but he got hurt. We lost Cole Welliver, who I loved. He was 6'7", big dude. He ended up going to New Mexico. And Robinson we lost. And Jake Triptee, I think, was the other one who left. So it's just so crazy. And then that's why I said it was frustrating, because we're asking, as I was having this talk with Burton, because Burton feels more like, the kids, we're not playing as great. And I'm like, it's not the kids. I really believe it's the coaches.
Yeah.
I believe they're asking them to execute things that they're not capable of. And, defensively, what we do when you play the 3-5, we play the 3-5-3 with a 3 safety look. Mm-hmm. And if you look at the Delaware game, we couldn't even get lined up right. And, we had 3 safeties, and they killed us with the quarterback run game. That's killed us all year. Teams with a running quarterback, we struggle against. Buffalo didn't have that. I said, with their quarterback was horrible. You don't need to blitz them. Just play. Like, my theory or my philosophy has always been, make them go 10 plays, 12 plays, because the coaches I always worked with said it's tough enough to execute 10 plays on air. Executing them against a base defense. When we let our guys play, we're good. And I reviewed the film. There's so many times where the call comes in late on defense. We struggle to get lined up. And then, when you play that 3-down look with a walk-up, you're moving the front, usually one gap.
Right.
And there were several times where we had 2 guys going into one gap. There were blitzes, the blitz that they had the big run on. We ran the cross X where the Mike and the Will go the double A gap and the nose loops.
Yep.
We had the nose and the Mike going to the same gap. And that's why there was a hole as wide as a fucking highway for the back to go through.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, you don't need to do that. And then just offensively, you can tell, like, we don't do a ton of self-scout.
Yeah.
You can tell by formation, down and distance, what we're doing. And, our base run is the outside zone. That's what we live and die with. And my issue with that is with your offensive line, our offensive line, we don't have the Broncos line of 1998.
Yeah.
That's super athletic and can do that. We have a more physical, like I said, I think they're road graders. So outside zone blocking is you got to have athleticism. You got to run, and whenever you reach block, you're giving up ground to reach someone.
Yes.
So we had some big runs, but then Buffalo obviously adjusted, and then we started getting blown up in the backfield, and it's because I mean, they did the one adjustment he did. He ran it a little bit more out of pistol. So I like it. That's better than offset. But whenever we're offset and we run the ball, it's to the opposite side. So if the back line's up to the right, the run's to the left. Yeah. If the back line's up to the left, the run's to the right. There's no same side handoffs. And you need that. And that's why I said, like, if we just put in counter can be a same side handoff. Put in power.
Yeah, what did they call? I remember as a D lineman, because it didn't affect me. I always thought it was silly, but I was ignorant in the fact that it affects the second and third level of the defense. Is like it would be the same running play, like say a dive,
bounce. You're thinking
bounce, or like, but the quarterback would have different footwork for the same play. So he would either reverse pivot and hand off, or he would just do a normal one. I'm like, why are they switching up the way he hands off? I'm like, it's still going in the B gap. The fullback is doing the same if he's doing there, or the blocking scheme is the same. Why are you switching that up? But that's to kind of confuse the second and third levels.
Yeah, we would do that. And I remember Norris liked to run instead of, I mean, it was outside zone, but we called it bounce because we tried to make it look like the same aiming point is inside zone.
Yeah, yeah.
So he would kind of start inside and then widen.
Would he ever cut that back?
Yeah, you could cut it. Yep. You could cut it. Absolutely.
So you still had the options as a true zone play.
That's how we ran it. That's why we put it in that way. We wanted the action to look like inside zone, and then he would bounce it. So everyone would step up and fill, and then we could get it outside. Now, if they did flow outside hard, he had the option to bend it back. But we don't run a traditional like inside zone. And that's what I mean, when I was the line coach at Holy Cross, I ran more of kind of like a B gap to A gap zone, which is like a really tight midline zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love that because we ran that when I was at Colgate, and I loved it because you have three options. You can bang it, bend it, or bounce it, as the line coach used to say. You can bang it right up the middle, you can cut it, bend it, or you can bounce it outside. You get three options. With the outside zone, you either got to get to the edge or you got to stick a foot and get north the way we run it. So that's why, and we don't have any compliments off of it. We do the naked off of it, or the boot, but Joe throws harder than Roger Clemens. And he doesn't throw well on the run. I mean, I give Joe all the credit in the world to take them down the field with 50 seconds left and kick a game-winning field goal. I mean, that shows fight. That shows toughness, grit, whatever you want, because they could have said, here we fucking go again. Yeah. Another close game, we're going to lose. And he said, fuck this, I got it. And he drove him down the field. He made, some really nice throws on big plays. He also, misfired because he throws 90 miles an hour, and the receivers can't catch it. He just doesn't have any touch. But that was my complaint. I just want to see. I told Mike, I don't believe it's the kids. Yeah, I think the coaches are not putting them in the best situation to succeed.
Yeah.
When you don't have compliments off of your if you're just going to run outside zone all game, great. The defense is going to adjust and blow it up.
Whenever you talk like that about inside zone, my brain instantly goes to Virginia Tech and how they ran it when we were in school, because they had
Suggs.
Dude, they had it so good and downhill. And your point, like, why you like it, all coaches should like it, because it always eliminated like a bad TFL.
Exactly. So you don't get blown up for a 3-yard loss.
Like if something goes wrong, you're limiting the negative plays.
Correct.
Like it's not going to be like a 6-yard loss
second
on
and 14.
Toss, or a 4-yard loss, standard 4-yard loss on an outside zone. And then on top of that, like, this also reminded me of the different footwork for the quarterback on a similar play, is if you're really hitting that like downhill, I mean, it's almost an A gap, but it's still a B gap power play. Correct. You know, like super downhill.
That's what I love. Yeah.
It's such a powerful statement play. You're really like showing who's boss and stuff.
I think we had the line to run power. I would love it if we ran power.
Yeah.
We don't do power at all. Yeah. And that used to be our base play. Randy ran power down people's throats. I mean, we beat Notre Dame because we ran power.
Yep.
With Andre Dixon and Jordan Todman and all the great backs that we had.
And Donald Brown.
Absolutely. And we have good backs now.
Yeah.
So that's why and God bless Cam Edwards.
Yeah. He's
I mean, he took it on his back and he got hurt early on. I thought he was going to be out, but he came back. The other thing that I give him credit for, they let Joe Fagnano, the quarterback, they let him run.
I can't believe this is his second.
They let him run. And like, if you watch the early games, you could see that like he looked like he was forbidden from running.
Yes.
And I was told from an inside source that the coaches did not want him running, so he didn't. And when, like I said, when you have when your run game's all out of the gun and your quarterback is not a threat to run, that's when your outside zone gets blown up.
Yeah.
So they had him read it, and he pulled it a couple times, and he had huge runs. He had a 38-yard run. And I'm the one who said Joe's slower than whale shit and that he's not. He can run. So it's just, I think it's more about getting him hurt. Victor Rosa, the other one, I thought they could have utilized him more in the run game. He only had 2 carries. They played the Swedish kid.
Yeah.
Oliver Lundberg. Poor MJ Flowers was the one who got blown up.
Oh.
I love him. He's the guy. He's a transfer from Eastern Illinois, but he's a big back. He's a bigger physical back.
Yep.
And they tried running outside with him. Like, go downhill with this motherfucker.
Yeah, seriously.
That's your short yardage guy. That's the guy you should pound with. And they gave him 3 carries. He had 3 carries for 4 yards, and it's because he got blown up on outside zone. But
that's the problem with outside zone too. Is like there's more options for the defense to make a play.
Correct.
Especially if they're slanting into the play, or even
because you know what side it's going to half the time.
That's the thing that blows me away. Like, that's probably why they don't run power, is because they can't anticipate or block a slant or stunt.
But that's the beauty of power. That's what makes it easier. Power is a gap scheme.
Yeah.
You just block your gap.
Block down. Yeah.
Yeah. Down, kick out. I mean, it's not a difficult scheme to execute. So that's why, again, I think it's something they could put in. It's a same side handoff. So it's a compliment.
To this day, the Giants do it all the time. I don't know if they did it today, but when you lose on the stunts in the games as a D lineman, being a former D lineman, we would be like, we only have so many options, so many games we can run. And
exactly,
we practiced it so much. Norris was like, do it again. Like, it's the same thing. Like, it blew us away, like how people still screw it up.
Yeah,
it's just like,
you're 100% right. I remember the first game we played against Boston College, my senior year. they ran this blitz. I remember it was called Field Cat. It's the Sam and the Mike off the edge, and we used to call it America's Blitz because everyone in America ran it.
Yeah.
And Norris's game plan was we're going to run power into it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're 100% right. We repped power into that blitz 1,000,000 times. And I remember, like, the first play of the game, here it comes, Field Cat. We run power. Terry Colley takes off. Gone. Big run. And that was the start of the game. It was like, holy shit, it's just like we practiced. And that's why gap schemes are very good against the blitz.
Yeah.
And that was one of the blitz checks. If our quarterback saw blitz at Holy Cross, I would have him check the power.
Yeah.
Any outside blitz, any inside blitz, we would run zone, or we'd run a jailbreak screen. And that was easy. That's what I don't know with the calls, how we do it. If he gives them choices, if he's allowed to check. But unfortunately, I mean, you can't argue when you have 31 carries for 165 yards.
Yeah.
So you're averaging 5.3 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm.
On paper, it looks phenomenal. But if you watch the game, you see the difference from, the first half to the second half, kind of how you get slowed down a little bit. Yeah. You had more blow-ups in the second half, especially when we had good field position that we could have put the game away, and we didn't. And the last drive Buffalo scored on, that's when I was going to go stick my head in the oven to tie the game. I said, I'm either going to go drink bleach or stick my head in the oven, because it was 4th and goal. 4th and goal, and we sent the house. We brought cover zero blitz.
Yeah.
They ran what every team in the country runs on the goal line or red zone, mesh.
Okay.
Which is the two receivers try to pick from the opposite side. Both slot receivers pick. They're crossing routes. And then the back goes into the flat. So that's how it is. And then the outside receiver usually runs a dig.
Okay.
So we bring the cross axe, 6-man pressure. Now, the quarterback's first read on mesh when the blitz is coming is the running back, because it's a 5-man up. So the rule, when you bring cross axe, the end is supposed to peel with the back if the back goes out.
Okay.
The end, whichever side the back's on,
mm-hmm.
that end is responsible in coverage for him if he goes out. So we blitz. Quarterback just throws a swing to the back. He's in for a touchdown. Because the end didn't peel. The end didn't go with him.
Right.
And I was like, why? There's no need to blitz. This guy is awful. Let him throw.
Yeah.
Please. If you go back and watch, he was off target so many times. He had so many terrible throws. He ended up 17 of 29 for 125 yards. I'm like, what the fuck? That's why I'm like, I would have just let him throw. And they ran the ball 42 times for 200 yards. So again, it's just, and it's not because of the kids, it's because of the fronts and the stunts, and just play some base defense. We have the kids to do it. And then offensively, all you need to do is put in some complement runs. Right. Put in a counter, put in power. It's the same side handoff. It's safe. It's a gap scheme. Gap schemes are great against any blitz. And I like that they ran Joe a little bit. They tried to get the other receivers involved. But this is a team we beat 47-10 last year, and we should have beaten them 47-10 this year. So that scares me.
Yeah, I was curious to know
It was
that
was
fourth quarter when there
yeah.
wasn't a lot of action going on until like the last minute or two.
That's when we score. That's when we kicked the game-winning field goal.
Right, but we had let up that score with like a minute
Yes,
left.
yes. That's when I lost my mind.
Yeah, so I'm just
We
like,
kept calling timeouts, which I didn't agree with. I thought that was dumb,
yeah,
but it ended up being great because at least we had 50. We didn't have any timeouts left, but we had 50 seconds left when we got the ball. But what was your question?
just like the game management, like that right before they scored, like so that drive and the previous.
I'll tell you what happened. You want to know what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
This is where I started losing my mind. We had them pinned back.
Yeah.
Okay, they were on like the 9-yard line.
All right, I see that here.
So this is I've told you about this, I think 3 games in a row. What I hate. We come out in the 3 down front and we show the backers walked up in the double A gap.
Yeah.
And Buffalo's in a trips formation.
Can't do that.
So you know that you can't blitz both linebackers because you're going to be short in coverage.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, you're asking your Mike linebacker, he's got to turn and run to get to the number 3 receiver. Who's going to be faster, the receiver or the linebacker?
Pretty sure the receiver.
They run 4 vertical, and they hit the slot down for a huge gain. And it was because there's no need to do that. Usually when there's a trips formation, you adjust, just put the guy out and align him on the receiver so he can get into coverage. There's no way he can turn and run and beat the receiver back into coverage.
Yeah.
So that's what got them down the field. That was a huge gain because I think we had him on 3rd and long. It just drove me. That drove me nuts, and then the blitzing drove me nuts. Because especially against a backup quarterback, I know that blitzing a backup quarterback sometimes is a great philosophy.
Yeah.
It just hasn't worked out well for us.
Yeah.
I think we're talented enough to play just base.
Yeah.
And had we, there was maybe 4 minutes left in the game. They're pinned back on the 9. I would have dropped 8. And because he was off target all game. There weren't any turnovers. I would have dropped 8, and I think we would have picked them off.
Yeah.
So that was just frustrating.
So what do you think about FIU? Or is it FAU?
It's FIU. Well, I'm supposed to come to it. I hope I get to go.
What's holding you back?
The documentary thing that we're doing. I have to make sure that I got to have Burton interviewed and a couple of the guys. I got to make sure that they're available to do it because I wanted to do it at the stadium.
Yeah.
So Uwe wasn't available last time, so that's why we didn't do it. If they are, then we're going to come. But what I think, if we just make a few adjustments, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Offensively, it was our worst output, but I think if they just make a few adjustments, we have very good tight ends. That's why I think power would work great. Same side handoff,
Should
and then
be
play
5-0.
very, very easily. We're 3 plays away from being 5-0.
Yeah.
And
2 overtime losses.
it's crazy. So I think that we have to not. It's like Syracuse, we played up to their level.
Yeah.
We either play up or down to the level of competition.
Absolutely. We
have to play how we're capable of playing. If we play our game and play our best, we can beat anyone on that schedule. If we play down to the level of the competition at FIU, then they'll give us all we want and we'll lose.
How the fuck does Syracuse?
Oh, they got because their starting quarterback's done.
Okay.
That's what I'm here. That's why. I believe me, it's been all over the news. Yeah.
I was like, wait a second.
He tore his Achilles.
Smoke Clemson, but get worked by Duke. What's going on here?
Oh, that's it. No, their starting quarterback, he tore his Achilles.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what happened. I mean,
that's some quarterback.
Well, in this day and age, man, with the transfer portal and everything, guys aren't sticking around, especially at the quarterback position. That's why,
if they don't get what they want right away, they're leaving.
Well, I see what teams are spending. I read an article. Do you know what the average NIL or payment for a Power 4 conference starting quarterback is?
$5 million.
It's in the seven figures. It's like $3 million. Wow. I'm like, Jesus fuck.
Imagine.
And then there's like Arch Manning, who's making like 10.
Not including the endorsements, or does that include the endorsements?
No, the endorsements are separate from NIL. NIL is different.
Making like 20 last year with endorsements.
And then you have the endorsements, and then now you can get paid by the school directly. The school has a $20 million budget they can pay the entire athletic department, the kids. And most teams are spending between 10 and 15 million on football.
Wow.
And the rest go to the other sports. Because football has the biggest roster. Football brings in the most money.
Yep.
So who was it? The coaches are getting fired now. The Arkansas coach got fired.
Oh, yeah, I did see
Gundy got fired.
Yeah, that was last week, yep.
And Gundy, before the Oregon game.
I'm a man.
Yeah, that was his famous line. Well, on his radio show, he complained because, Oregon's spending a ton of money on players.
Yeah.
And that's 100% true. Oregon spent probably, allegedly, $40 million between NIL and their school payments on
They got
players.
that Nike money.
Exactly.
That's a problem.
Oklahoma State didn't have a ton of money. And they had they brought the same thing. When you bring it, you're seeing it. It's not as fun to watch because the transfers come in. There's so much roster. There's more roster turnover in college than the NFL.
Yeah, 60 transfers.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I know.
What was it, 70 for North Carolina?
North Carolina had 70, yeah. And it's like, and you see it's either hit or miss. Either, and especially it takes them much longer to gel.
Yep.
You don't have preseason games or whatever. And now if you don't win, like Mike Gundy, I mean, he's got the most wins in Oklahoma State history. I think it was 2 years ago. He was in the Big 12 championship game. He just missed going to the playoffs. Done.
I was going to say he's a good coach. He's going to get picked up real quick.
He will. And, he got fired. The Virginia Tech coach, he got fired.
Oh, what's his name? Beamer's son?
No, Shane Beamer is at South Carolina.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. But he beat Virginia Tech.
He's been there a while.
Yeah, the Virginia Tech coach got fired, and it's just crazy. And then today, the Arkansas coach got fired after they got smoked by Notre Dame. So they're now, they're paying these buyouts. The Arkansas coach had the craziest buyout I've ever heard of. It was he got paid more if his record was above 500 or below 500 when he was fired.
Wow.
So because his record was above 500, his buyout was much higher. I was like, why don't you just let the guy coach 2 more games and lose and then save your school money? But it's just like, oh, we can't wait. And Arkansas, I believe, was 2-3. I can't remember. I mean, they're not horrible, but they've lost 3 in a row. So, and they got smoked by Notre Dame. So they fired the guy. It just blows my mind.
It's obviously a booster with all the money.
That's the only way. Yeah, they got it. Like they have to make
You ain't getting my check.
And it's a state school.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Oklahoma State was a state school. So everything they know is above, they have to reveal how much he's being paid and everything. Yeah. Gundy's buyout was $15 million. Damn.
Was it really?
Yes. That has to be paid over and I think it was last year they did a study of how much athletic departments were paying fired coaches. And it was astounding because, when you fire your head coach, they have their buyout, whatever. Then, the assistants end up being done at the end of the year. Most assistant coaches now get 2-year contracts. Some get 3. Some coordinators get 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they got to pay them. So you're paying, and that's why I always said my dream was I want to go somewhere and get fired, and get paid not to coach.
Yes.
That's my dream. That was my dream. Yeah, I want to go get a big contract, just shit the bed, get fired, and get paid not to coach.
Shit the bed.
And because I remember Charlie Weiss was getting paid by 2 schools not to coach.
Yeah.
He got fired at Notre Dame after they signed him to like a 10-year extension. He was coaching at Kansas, got fired there, and he was collecting from 2 schools not to coach.
Did Lou Perkins hire and fire him?
I believe so, yes. I believe he was a Lou guy when Lou was still there, yes. But that was crazy to me. And that was my dream. I was like, let's do that. And it happened with Les Miles, too.
Yeah.
Les Miles got fired at LSU, and then he replaced Weiss at Kansas, and then he got fired, and then he was getting paid by 2 schools not to coach.
Unbelievable.
Well, what's even more unbelievable is Arkansas, the interim coach, is Bobby Petrino.
I was gonna say, isn't Petrino still
Do you
there?
remember Bobby Petrino?
Of course, that guy was.
Do you remember why he got fired from Arkansas? You know who?
Of course.
Okay. So he led Arkansas to some of the best seasons they had ever had.
Yep.
Everything was going great. And then he gets into a motorcycle accident.
Yep.
And it happens to be with a 25-year-old girl who was riding with him.
Yep.
Who worked in the athletic department, who he promoted and was having an affair with.
Mm-hmm.
It was the greatest thing I ever heard. Well, because I read an inside story on it, and the accident happened. Petrino was fucked up. The girl was okay.
Yeah.
But like passersby stopped, and they were telling him not to call 911.
Oh my God.
So he called a friend who picked him up.
Yep.
And I think the girl too. They took him. They didn't take him to the nearest hospital or the best hospital. They took him to like this small, tiny, private hospital.
A walk-in.
Yeah, they were trying to hide it, and yeah. And so he gave a press conference after, and one of the reporters was tipped off that he had a passenger with him. Mm-hmm. And they asked at the press conference, "Were you alone in the accident, coach?" And he said, "Yep, I was all alone." And the reporter said, "Are you sure?" And he goes, "Yep." So then the reporter gets the police report before it's released. And the police report, he had to reveal who he was with. And he was with Jessica Durrell, her name was. She was in the recruiting. She got moved up. She worked as a recruiter, but then she got promoted to like an assistant to him. And she was paid $55,000. He gifted her $20,000. He was like having an affair with her. So he gets fired from Arkansas, bounces all over the place.
They bring him back. I was shocked. He was back as the offensive coordinator. So now the guy got fired, and Petrino takes over, and he's made it apparent that he wants the head coaching job. Oh my God!
I think I've always thought Petrino was a slime ball because of what he did with the Falcons.
I was just gonna say, didn't he?
You remember that?
Like 3 games. Something
like that. It was the year that Vic got suspended for the dogfighting thing. So he knew that they were going to be a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And they were.
Yep.
And I think it was after like 6 games or whatever. Arkansas,
got him Matt Ryan. He probably could have been fine with Matt Ryan had he just waited it out.
Exactly. But Arkansas came calling.
Yep.
They basically tampered with him because they asked the Falcons for permission to talk to him, and Arthur Blank said no. So they went through third parties, and they basically said Petrino had to resign, and then we'll offer him the job. And they're like, okay. So he goes and he resigns, and he left the text message to all his players.
That was it.
That there was no meeting, nothing, no good. He resigned and told everyone by text. His assistant coaches concluded, and he was in Arkansas for a press conference. And that's why I always thought the guy was a slime ball.
Totally.
And he's jumped around to a million schools just chasing the money. I mean, in every he was the head coach at like Southwest Missouri, and then Louisville took him back, and he coached Lamar Jackson. He was doing great. Then obviously the wheels fell off, and I'm just blown away that how he ends up back at these schools, and now he's got a chance to run the show. And part of me thinks that maybe he was the OC. Maybe he sabotaged his head coach. Well, because he publicly stated he's interested in the head job.
Yeah.
So he's a candidate now. Yeah. So however this plays out, he could end up the head coach. So part of me's thinking this motherfucker's a slime ball. He probably sabotaged the head guy.
Absolutely. No, it makes sense. The crazy thing about all that is like, all this is going on in God-fearing land, big religious nuts down in Arkansas and churchgoers.
Yeah, that was the whole reason he got fired.
Yeah. Because
you have an affair. Oh my God. That's the most sacrilegious thing you can do.
Bring him back. Bring him on back.
Yeah. And they said, oh, we didn't fire him because of the affair. We fired him because he lied about it. Okay. So that makes it difference. That makes it better. But I'm like, wow, these motherfuckers stay around.
The golden parachutes. It's like Pascaloni. That was the one where I got so pissed. I was like, yo, are you kidding me? Like,
I didn't get that one. And then I know that when I love Randy, they brought him back. Randy I always felt he got a raw deal because he had such a limited budget for his staff.
Yeah. And
we didn't play during COVID. And the first game of 2021, we lose to Holy Cross. So Randy gets canned.
Why was he limited such a budget? Why
because that's how the state was in a deficit.
Yeah.
Connecticut was in the state itself was in a deficit. Okay. And the other thing, they spent close to I think it was close to $1 million or 800 on investigating his son.
Oh yeah.
Being hired. His son was hired as a tight ends coach. So the state
they didn't need investigation for nepotism. It was
that happens everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. It happens fucking everywhere.
Shane Bieber.
Yeah, they were investigating it. And he couldn't report to Randy. He had to be evaluated by somebody else, whatever. But Randy, I'm thinking, and Randy's like, they're spending all this money to investigate my kid. I can't get enough money to bring in great assistants.
That sucks.
So when they fired Randy, they were even toying with the notion of dropping back down to FCS because we dropped out of the American and now we were in independent.
Yep.
So it was shocking. They spent more money to bring in Mora, and they gave him a much bigger budget for his assistants.
And same AD?
What's that?
Same AD?
Yeah. It was he was Ward. No, it wasn't Ward. It was Benedict. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why it was like, if Randy had, yes. And then the Burton Center got renovated as well. That's why your picture's up there now.
Oh.
Your picture, I told you, your picture's in the D-line meeting room.
Yeah, I got to get up there.
Yeah, but yeah, so all the money came in after, and that's why I don't think Randy got the fairest of shakes, even though we got smoked. He was there, was it 2017 to 2021, as Joe D calls it, Randy 2.0.
Oh, it was such a disaster.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, we had a very, very. If we played that schedule now, we would get destroyed.
I was going to say we may not win a game.
If we played the schedule, like that's the one thing Benedict has done. Like we don't, we're not playing anyone big. We're punching below our belt.
Yeah, it's like it's sometimes not worth the paycheck.
And it's like, I always, when we had the roughest when we were moving up, but we played above our belt. We played a tougher schedule.
Oh, big time.
If we played this schedule in 2001, even we would have, instead of being 3-9 or whatever, we would have won 7 games or 6 games.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Because we lost a lot of close games.
We did. We lost in the most horrible ways. Yes.
Yeah.
It was the same deal. And then, finally you see it come around. And then the one thing Randy was great at was developing kids.
Yeah.
He always redshirted the freshmen. And Jerry Martin, you have to have a great strength coach, develop kids. And that's why we had success by 2002, 2003, because we had guys like you, redshirted. Uwe was hurting, had a redshirt year. Terry redshirted. Orlovsky had to play, but it was better for him.
I didn't redshirt.
Oh, that's right. You played. You did not play. You
did
did play. That's right. You started. I forgot.
Remember, you pancaked me in the Berkshires, and I was like, you guys want to
that was. Oh my God! I can't believe you remember that. That was
ice skates.
That was.
It's the first
I remember.
time I've ever been ice skated.
Well, they would do that to teach the freshmen a lesson.
Yeah, I was like, it shot my confidence. I was like,
it happened to me. They put my freshman year. They put me against. I had to go against Ron Gamble and Chad Cook in one-on-one.
Oh, I mean, 2 biceps.
And when they put me in there, I looked at Norris. I said, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Motherfucker, get lined up. It's on this."
And they went. Like, it's on this.
Yes. which is the first sound.
First sound.
Yes.
He always did that. Always. He was like, fuck it.
Chad Cook just fucking threw me like I was a ragdoll piece of shit. I said, God, he threw me like I was a sack of shit.
Were you like, Edward?
Like, oh, please, no. No.
Who was your roommate freshman year?
Oh, that's a whole other story. That's
it doesn't top my freshman year roommate. I got the all-time one.
No, I got the all-time one. Eric Hiltz was my roommate.
All right, I don't know him.
Well, because he quit.
You do know my roommate.
Who was yours?
Jason Della Salva.
Oh, JD? Oh, he was just crazy. I love JD.
Crazy. Yeah, no.
He was out of his mind,
just
but
live with the crazy person. Yeah,
he's just crazy. Yeah. He was out of his mind. He couldn't sleep. He was nuts. But you don't know, Eric Hiltz made it 6 games and he quit. And I'll never forget. We're in my dorm room and he got in trouble because he fell asleep in our meeting. It was Sunday after a game. He fell asleep in the meeting. And the reason he fell asleep was I went out and got drunk the night after the game and I puked in the room. He was local, so he used to have his friends come up on weekends because he didn't dress for games or travel. So his friend was there and I threw up on his friend, basically. And would you think that I would clean it up? No, I was drunk. I think I just I wiped it with a towel and then just threw it somewhere. It was awful. His friend freaked the fuck out. Hiltz falls asleep in the meeting. He tells Norris, this was the funniest thing. He's sleeping. Norris sees him sleeping. What does Norris do? He gets out of his chair and he gets right up in his face and he just stares. He stares for about 40 seconds. Hiltz opens his eyes, sees a 400-pound black man looking at him, and he jumps back. And Norris is like, motherfucker, what are you you sleeping in my meeting? What the fuck? And why are you sleeping? And he said, well, Cully threw up. He went out last night and got drunk and he threw up. And it smelled so bad I couldn't sleep. So I thought I was going to get fucking in trouble. I ended up, I got yelled at and I had to come in for a 6 a.m. workout. But I was so, like, all the guys, the linemen, fucking were furious at Hiltz. And they were like, you ran on fucking Cully? Yeah. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're not one of us.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You're a bitch. So that night, he goes back to the dorm room, and he was having issues anyway because he was undersized and terrible. He calls home, and he's like, I'm quitting. I'm leaving.
Did he have scholarship?
And he's a scholarship. And I'm trying to talk him out of it. And Tommy and Ed lived on my floor. So I grabbed Tommy. I'm like, Tommy, he's going to bounce. Like, we got to talk him out of it. So Tommy and I are trying to talk to him. Listen, man, I'll talk to the guys. We'll get through this. You're going to be fine. Don't give up your scholarship. Don't quit. Don't leave school. And then I go, Ed, come on, you got to help us. Ed's like, why? I'm like, Hiltz, he's going to quit. He's like, oh, okay. Ed comes in. I'm like, Ed, tell him, not to leave. Because he goes, so you want to leave? And Hiltz is like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. And Ed's like, oh, all right. Good luck to you. Bye. And he left. And I'll never forget that. Yeah, fucking Ed did that. So Hiltz, the reason he ends up leaving, he tells his parents, I'll never forget this. We lived at 724 Hale. He goes, Mom and Dad, I'm leaving here one way or another. I'm either jumping out of the fucking window and leaving in a hospital, in an ambulance to go to the hospital, or you're going to come pick me up. So parents came.
Wow.
And he quit. And he quit by leaving a message on Randy or Norris's voicemail because it was a Sunday night they had left. And I'll never forget that. That was my roommate freshman year.
Wow. So you had a single for the rest of the year?
Oh, I had a single my whole, yeah. Nobody wanted a roommate. I ran every roommate off.
I ran a couple of roommates out.
And then Ed and Wes Timko wanted me to run off one of their roommates. So the thing I used to always do, I'd always be either in my boxers or naked smoking cigarettes. So I remember my sophomore year, my roommate came in. I'm smoking cigarettes. He stayed probably 10 minutes and left. He got a dorm change, and I had a single. Never had a roommate. So
that's great. I got to run.
Yeah, so great job.
Thanks.
We'll see what happens this week. I'll let you know if I come out.
Yeah.
And, we got 2 wins. Hopefully we build off them. That's all we can hope for.
Seriously.
All right. So for Sean Mulcahy, the man, I am Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, shove them right up your ass.